Shalom, family. Good to see everyone here. Hope you're doing well. Well, we're going to talk about the Trump administration using Grok to pinpoint where to bomb in Iran. I was like, are you freaking kidding? Look, y'all, I understand why they lost this war now. They were dependent on Grok, the hillbilly trash AI that Elon Musk came up with. Do you know Grok is banned in a lot of countries around the world? It's not banned here in the US, but it's banned in a lot of countries. They will not allow Grok to be used as their AI. But they literally used this trash during the war to help them figure out which places to bomb. I said, okay, now I know why the war was lost. You depended on Elon Musk, something that he did. We already looked at his stuff. Look, SpaceX. How many rockets have we seen explode? The cars explode. They burst into flames. While people are out there driving the cars, they burst into flames. Everything this man touches turns to dirt. And then he was trying to manipulate Grok to make it seem like it was saying all great things about him. And Grok actually was saying a lot of negative things about him. And he was trying to get his programmers to make Grok say all good things about Elon. But that's the trash they used to try to fight Iran. And you lost. So that right there just proves Grok is trash. It's trash. Nobody should be using that garbage. So I want you to hear this directly from them. I want you to hear it from them. Okay. So also remember to pick up your how you doing, True Royal? Also remember to pick up your hair products 45% off starting today through the 21st. All right, and it's on Shopify, Etsy, and TikTok Shop. All right. Almost fell over when I found out. And by the way, True Royal, I tried to call you for the last 2 days and I keep going straight to your voicemail. So I haven't been able to get through. All right, so no. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, y'all, give me a one if you can see my screen. Give me a one if you can see my screen. Thank you. All right.
The world's first trillionaire finances horrifying technology and pairs with the United States government to blow up children. That might sound like the plot of a Marvel movie, but it's not. Cameron Stanley is the chief digital and artificial intelligence officer at the Department of War Crimes, and he confirmed in a court filing on Monday what many of us have long suspected, which is that Elon Musk's Grok was being used by the Pentagon to dictate strikes in the early hours of the Iran war. Stanley declared that 2,000 unique targets were struck by 2,000 munitions in a 96-hour period during Operation Epic Fury, which lines up exactly with the generally reported numbers over the first 4 days of the Iran war. You may also recall that on the first day of the Iran war, a school was struck in which 150 students and teachers were killed.
The building that was a school and has been a school for several years in the past was part of this Iranian Revolutionary Guard base. And the mistake was that that information was not updated, i.e. that the building that had been turned into a school was no longer part of the base.
It's also important we note that around the time these strikes were occurring, Grock's hallucination rate was 17%, meaning that roughly 340 of the targets that it would have recommended could have been in error.
The Secretary of the Department of War, he just said, so we could be advanced in progressing America as being the top level in AI use and development. We are happy today to announce that we are working with X, and it's Grok AI.
How about this? Star Trek real.
Star Trek original. Yes.
Winning.
And this right here proves there are no military strategists, because those are the ones that should sit down and determine which locations get striked during the war. The Trump administration didn't use a human being at all. It used AI to pick all the spots where they would bomb Iran. And what they are saying without saying it, it picked that school where those children were, because wherever Grok told them to bomb, that's where they bombed. And Grok picked that school. And we know all those children and school teachers got wiped out. So let's go on. And this dude think this is a good thing. I thought, oh, he was in the military and blah, 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 right? I mean, come on. This is what your generals are for. Your generals are supposed to map out what gets done, what gets hit, all right, and how to protect your bases. All of that is done by your general. But no, when they got in there, they had to fire the generals, deny promotions to Black men and women that were supposed to become generals. That's the stuff they did. And you see how bad they have lost this war. But let's go on. Pete wants you to believe using Grok is a great thing. No, it isn't. If I'm going to go to war, you ain't going to sit in my face talking about we going to put you on the battlefield and whatever the AI says, that's what we want you to do on the battlefield. I tell you what, I'd go AWOL if you told me some crap like that. I guess Grok told you not to feed your soldiers too, huh? Because you haven't been feeding them.
Requires a new playbook. Elon wrote it with his algorithm. Question every requirement, delete the dumb ones, and accelerate like hell. We're excited to announce the next frontier AI model company to join GenAI.mil, and that is Grok from xAI, which will go live later this month. So I want to thank you, Elon, and your incredible team for leaning forward with us on this as well. Very soon, we will have the world's leading AI models on every unclassified and classified network throughout our department. Long overdue. To join GenAI.mil, and that is Grok from xAI. Very soon, we will have the world's leading AI models on every unclassified and classified network throughout our department. We will judge AI models on this standard alone. Factually accurate, mission relevant, without ideological constraints that limit lawful military applications.
That's a little concerning. So what can Grok do for the Pentagon? You know, it's a lot of boring stuff, like having total access to classified and unclassified data. No big deal, right? Analyze intelligence data. It'll be used in battle management and decision-making at the highest level. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, here's an interesting one. Combat experimentation. I wonder what that is. Specifically a program called SwarmForge. That don't sound good. So basically, Grok is going to learn new ways to weaponize itself. Look, I'm not naive. I know the world in which I live. And I know that a weaponized AI is coming. But my question is, when is this new weapon going?
Under this administration, unlike other administrations, which cut bad deals and pallets of cash with no ability to oversee whether Iran is actually pursuing a nuclear program. So if we want to litigate JCPOA or the Iran deal, our view, the president's views, that was a very bad deal.
Okay.
That gave them a
That's
bunch
the
of money up
past. What's
front
the future?
to fund. You talked about negotiated deals, allowed them to fund their proxies and spread Hamas and Hezbollah all around the region, build up nuclear capabilities.
What are we going to do now?
President Trump has been clear-eyed, from the killing of Qasem Soleimani to the pulling out of the Iran deal to Midnight Hammer and now to this effort to recognize that you have to stare down this kind of enemy who's hell-bent on getting a nuclear weapon and get them to a point where they're at the table giving it up in a way that
they
never have it.
So they haven't broken yet. Okay, we haven't gotten there yet for all of the.
Well, their nuclear facilities have been obliterated. Underground, they're buried, and we're watching them 24/7. So we know where any nuclear material.
Reclaiming my time for
we're
just
watching
a quick second here. We had to start this war, you just said, 60 days ago, because the nuclear weapon was an imminent threat. Now you're saying that it was completely obliterated?
They had not given up their nuclear ambitions, and they had a conventional shield of thousands of missiles.
So Operation Midnight Hammer accomplished nothing of substance. It left us at exactly the same place we were before. So much so
their
that
facilities were bombed
war.
and obliterated. Their ambitions continued, and they're building a conventional shield.
All right, let me try again.
It's the North Korea strategy. You know this very well. The North Korea strategy was use conventional missiles to prevent anybody from challenging them so they could slow walk their way to a weapon. President Trump saw Iran at its weakest moment, took an action to ensure, in a way that only the United States of America could do with our Israeli partners,
and yet
to ensure their conventional shield was brought
one
to
other
field,
question,
which we've done.
if I could get to it.
Good morning, y'all. I'm on my way to Minneapolis, but I just had to talk about this. Pete Hegseth is introducing Elon Musk's fucking AI, Grok, you know, the racist one that was telling kids to kill themselves, you know, the one that was praising Adolf Hitler, into the Department of Defense's network. I'm talking the network of our DOD, the network that is classified and unclassified. All information will be fed into Elon Musk's AI. Now that's fucking crazy, folks. Elon is not a member of our government. Hell, Elon is not even American, but his fucking super fucking robot is going to have access to everything in the Pentagon. This is fucking madness, folks. We've all seen fucking Terminator. We know how this ends, but you know, the people in Terminator were supposedly competent. Is Elon Musk fucking competent? Is Pete Hegseth competent? No. This is fucking crazy, folks. Stop paying attention to Donald Trump's senile old ass and start paying attention to what's going on behind the scenes. What are the tech billionaires doing? What is Elon Musk doing? What is Peter Thiel doing? And so I go deeper into this, and it turns out that fucking Joe Biden allowed fucking Google to put their AI in the Pentagon in 2024. So it's already been steamrolling. It's already been happening. We've seen Terminator. We know how this fucking ends, but we're going to do it anyways, because if we don't do it, China will. How do we escape from this? The AI is only creating new AIs, and it's not gonna, they call it misalignment, folks. It's called misalignment when the AI turns against you, but it always does. Every fucking simulation, every fucking study shows that the AI is going to turn against us, because you know what? We're not smart enough for the AI. The AI is smarter than us. Hell, maybe it'll be a good thing. Maybe we should let the AI take over, because right now, folks, it ain't it. All power to the people.
So Pete Hegseth announced yesterday that the U.S. government, the U.S. military, the Department of Defense is going to start using Grok. That's right. Grok is going to be integrated into U.S. military systems. You know, Grok, the AI that allows you to produce CSA materials. You know, Grok that is banned in several countries because it allows people to produce CSA materials and revenge corn or corn in general. Yeah, that's being integrated into U.S. military systems. On what planet is it a good idea to allow an AI that allows that kind of stuff into our government systems? Like, it's so funny. The party that screams and yells, "Save the children, save women, we must protect the women and children," but then turns around and uses an AI tool that allows for the abuse of women and children. And yes, this is a very real thing. I had a man ask me if he could put me through Grok AI, so I would be naked for him. Luckily, I told him no. But I don't think he listened to me. So this should be concerning to everybody, that our U.S. government is not trying to regulate an AI that allows the production of CSA and porn without somebody's consent. and is integrating it into our government systems.
There's a bombshell report coming out stating that the Pentagon just admitted to using Grok AI to bomb Iran. They did so in a sworn statement in federal court. Department of Defense Chief Digital and Artificial Intelligence Officer Cameron Stanley defended the chatbot's existence, saying that it's a matter of paramount national security. AI went on to say that they used it to fire 2,000 munitions at 2,000 distinct targets within Iran in 96 hours. This administration is using AI to shoot at humans. It is using artificial intelligence to kill other human beings. If they can do it in Iran, where else can they do it? How long before the people get a little too unrestful and then they use AI against you?
Everyone else is banning Grok. Countries, regulators, entire governments. Guess who's not? That's right, Pete Hegseth. And where is it invited into? The US military. Remember Grok, the AI caught generating sexualized deepfakes, digitally undressing women, creating child abuse imagery, and currently under international investigation. While other nations said absolutely not, the Pentagon says, give it our data. Hegseth announced Grok will run inside military systems with access to both classified and unclassified networks, feeding on US military intelligence. He called it AI exploitation. An AI so reckless it had to be restricted overseas is now being trusted with American military operations. No clear safeguards, no public oversight, no explanation for why this thing is suddenly safe. And the justification? It won't be woke. That's it. That's the plan. If Grok couldn't be trusted not to abuse civilians online, why on earth is it being trusted with the most powerful military on the planet?
Thank you very much. Today, we're excited to announce the next frontier AI model company to join GenAI.mil, and that is Grok from xAI. Very soon, we will have the world's leading AI models on every unclassified and classified network throughout our department. We will judge AI models on this standard alone. Factually accurate, mission relevant, without ideological constraints that limit lawful military applications.
It's pretty crazy that the United States government wants to utilize Grok or even other AI units when it comes down to their national security. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because up here is a list of 7 of the most recent things that has happened when it comes down to just Grok in general, not even other AI platforms, but just strictly Grok within like the last 6 months. There is a lot more than what is listed above you guys, but even with the most recent one where people were utilizing Grok with photos of children and telling it to remove their clothing, and it would still comply. So for the United States military, for the Pentagon to say that this is going to be the leading software, this is going to lead us into the future, even though this AI unit has been known to go rogue completely, idolizing specific historical figures throughout history, including someone very well known during World War II, and idolizing that individual. If you know, you know. Let me know your thoughts once more in the comments, because even I ended up doing some videos discussing AI and how dangerous AI is, not just for national security, but for the average person. Because I ended up asking AI a specific question. I ended up asking ChatGPT and Grok at one point in time about Charlie Kirk's assassination. And both of those platforms indicated that Charlie Kirk has never been assassinated. He is living well with his family. And it even showed a AI-generated photo of Charlie Kirk today in 2026 with his family. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so now you can put the blame where it belongs. Donald Trump lost the war because of himself, his administration, Pete Hegseth, and Grok. Yes. Now you know. So I guess they thought we shouldn't have to really think about what we need to do next. We just go punch everything in on Grok, and whatever Grok tells us to do, that's what we'll go with. And yeah. You know, I went online at the G7 because Donald Trump was speaking today. And you know what Donald Trump was talking about? Y'all know what he was talking about? The election was rigged. The election was rigged. Yeah, he was saying that at the G7. I said, this is so embarrassing. Then he was talking about Barack Obama, because you know he don't like Obama. So everywhere he goes, he tries to talk bad about Obama. And of course, those other world leaders don't agree with Donald Trump, because he was standing there trying to imply his deal with Iran was better than Barack Obama. And the report said that not one of those world leaders agreed. They believe Barack Obama's plan should have been left in place. And Donald Trump's plan, after reading it over, they said his plan is way weaker. But I just can't believe he stood at the podium whining about the election was rigged. But that's what he did, y'all. That's what he did. He did that at the G7 in front of world leaders. You can't make it up. So anyway, y'all, that's all I have on this one. Tomorrow, I got another one. Evanston, Illinois. Their local government was getting ready to send money to the Black residents as part of their reparations. They've been doing reparations now for like the last several years. It started out as, you know, a program like they always do, but they were going to give actual money. Guess who stepped in to stop the reparations from going out? Donald Trump. Donald Trump blocked Evanston from giving reparations to their Black citizens. And they were doing this locally. They were not doing this on the federal level. So the DOJ got lawsuits against Evanston, Illinois, blocking them from giving out cash money for reparations to their Black citizens. And Donald Trump stepped in to block it. But he wants to give reparations to criminal J6ers. He wants them to have reparations, and they're a bunch of criminals. But people who were slaves in that area and the descendants that still live there, Donald Trump blocked it. So we'll talk about this tomorrow morning at 11:45. So I hope to see you then. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Shalom. Oh, hold on. I got one thank you to do here. Antithesis, thank you so much for the super chat. Outcha supporting. Thank you so much for your support for my channel. And shalom, family.